everybody. Welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm Harry McCullough. We're speaking with Dr. John Doucet of Nicholls State University. He is the Dean of the College of Sciences and Technology and the Director of the Coastal Initiatives. We were talking a little bit about a $500,000 grant from the Water Institute, the CPRA award, to Nicholls. But in general, John, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the Coastal Center that Nicholls has in plans on the campus, which would be a great asset for our community.
Oh, there's no doubt, Harry. That's exactly why in early of 2020, the state, the governor, and CPRA got together and said that Nicholls should collaborate with CPRA and build a coastal center that addresses regional issues, particularly the Chapalaya, which is building sediment at the expense of everything else that's not. And it should be modeled after the River Center in Baton Rouge, which studies basically the Mississippi River and everything east of Lafourche. So we went through the legislature. We got capital outlay for this. We're raising money to finish the project, and we anticipate breaking ground sometime next year. The center is going to be essentially a building on campus. It's going to be located in the back of campus. As soon as we can get the Manning Passing Academy off the football field, we're going to build the building. It's going to be 33,000 square feet. About 1/3 of that is going to be rendered research facilities for both Nicholls scientists and those visiting from CPRA and around the world who want to study the coast. There's going to be a conference center for important meetings and for press conferences when the governor comes by and announces big projects. And there's also going to be an educational center for about 5,000 square feet where a number of exhibits relative to how CPRA is doing, how we're restoring the coast, what the coast used to look like in historic times. So basically it's going to be a research and educational center, and hopefully we'll train the next generation of coastal scientists and coastal stewards right here with people that were born and raised in the region. So that's the idea. That's why it's important to have it at Nicholls, because our clientele has lived here. 87%, for 70 years, 87% of our faculty and students call a Louisiana coastal parish their home. So we have the clientele, we have the population that needs to be trained to work in their own backyard. Some people that are committed to making sure the coast is maintained.
No, I agree 100%. We got a lot of money from BP and different things for our coast. Obviously, every time we have a hurricane, we have all these resources that are coming down here. But let's also employ the people that are affected by it. I know there's a great geology place at UL Lafayette. Obviously, the River Center we're talking about at LSU. But those are completely different issues than what we're dealing with between Morgan City and the Mississippi River. That's what we're dealing with. And that's exactly what you guys can go after, that coastal, the retreat that we've seen in that park.
Absolutely. So it was important for us because, when you take a look at it like we've done, we've been doing coastal research for 70 years. 70 years ago, we didn't talk much about coastal restoration or the need for it. People talked about catching redfish and shrimp closer and closer to their homes, but we weren't talking about the devastation we're seeing nowadays with a football field every 15 minutes or so. But nonetheless, Nicholls has been addressing coastal issues and issues in coastal communities for 70 plus years. We have records of it. And so it's crucially important, not just because of our vicinity to the coast, since we're the closest university to the coast, but also because we have that long, enduring history of doing research on the coast. The current faculty who are the investigators on this current grant that we've been talking about are the newest generation of those folks who are working on coastal issues. And we call that group the Coastal Center, even though we don't have a building, because the Coastal Center is essentially an intellectual center, or a center of professionals that work together for a common cause. So in addition to $500,000, this is the first time we apply for funding of any kind as the Coastal Center of Nicholls State University.
No, that's awesome. We got about a minute left, and it's a great way that you put it that way. That these we've had no lack of projects, right? But to know the right projects, and that's what you guys will do. Will develop these work. These maybe don't work as well, and to know which projects to need to go forward and which ones we need to just look at. And I think that's what you guys will be able to handle there.
Absolutely. And Harry, you just told me you talked to Wendell, right? So Wendell Curall, well, you listen to Wendell Curall and Dwayne Bourgeois and all those levee district chairs and CEOs and all the members of the water district and the soil conservation district. We spoke to them, we sat them down, we had meetings with them and understood their ideas and what's necessary and how to do things economical. And I think it's going to be a great partnership, a great synergy with the professionals from the academic side at Nicholls, interacting directly with those people on the ground for so many years who know exactly what's needed and how to do it.
No, it's an exciting time. And one more, Dr. John, when do you think this all will start, and how long the project are we looking at before it's there?
So the project starts this August. It's a really quick turnaround. So we have to get the professors and the new graduate students and undergraduate students ready to do the work. We have to train them. And at the end of 2 years, we should have enough data to create a model to give to CPRA so that they can better understand, once again, how to create and how to sustain these ridges. So nice. 2 years, starting in August.
Oh, that's awesome. It's great news. And man, we'll be sure to follow that for sure. So Dr. John Doucet, Nicholls State University, thank you so much.
Thanks, Harry.
Okay, we'll be right back with more Bayou Time after this.